YouTube Tuesday from Barnabas Junction, brought to you in association with the Model Railway YouTube community group, MRYCG, connecting the Model Railway community together. You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter and YouTube. Just search for MRYCG.
Hello, good evening. Welcome to tonight's YouTube Tuesday with me, Jason from Barnabas Junction. Warning, I may start talking trains, just so you all know. Now, a lot of you, I'm not expecting many on tonight as normal, but maybe a few more than the other last week because England match has already been and done. I'll try not to spoil anything, but yeah, it was a good match. Well done, Sterling and Kane. And yeah, good evening to you all. Welcome to tonight's show. I have been super busy from last week. I'm just refreshing my screen so it's not blurred. Been super busy since last week when we did the short episode introducing the next stage of the church and pub scene here, the village scene. I have been really busy since last week, and I've really had to hold off on showing anybody any pictures of it. Some people have had some sneaky peeks behind the scenes already. And yeah, even I'm blown away with what I've achieved so far. And I'll come on to show you that in a moment. So good evening to all of you in the chat. Let's have a look who is in the chat so far. Let's scroll back to the beginning. David Cook, Flymo's in. Good evening, Flymo. Moderator for this evening. Martin Feckler, good evening to you. Who else have we got in? Simon, the Railway Enthusiast 83. Yes, and I do know someone else is live streaming as we speak. So if you go and watch, you don't have to come and watch me. You can watch the replay if you wish. If you want to go and watch the other live stream, anyone is allowed to live stream whenever they want. At the end of the day, it's just you choose who you want to watch. You don't have to. Don't feel that you have to watch. So feel free to watch whoever you wish. And if you want to catch up with replays of any channel, like I know the person, I know one person, at least one person that is live streaming right now, same time as me. I do want to watch their live stream, but I'll watch the replay. So yeah, you can always catch up on the replays. So if you want to go and watch theirs, feel free. You can come and watch the replay of mine at a later date. So Owen's Model Railways in. Good evening. Simo D, CSS Wrensville. Angel Share Model Railways, Matthew Whitmore, Hollybrook Junction, Al, Clive Cobbold, Oswald Street Road TMD. Good evening to you. Thanks for joining us. Who else have we got it in? Northern Rails. Hi, Craig. Northern Rails 44. New Durham Junction. Craig again. He's in. Mark Wilson, good evening. Crafty Method, hello from West Oz. Wow. Good evening or afternoon or morning, wherever it might be in your neck of the woods. Thank you for joining us. Okay, I won't. I'm off. It's fine. But thank you anyway for joining me this evening. I've got some really interesting stuff to show you and to talk about. Mate, hello, Mark, main trainee support. Evening, Jason. How's you? Evening, everyone. Hope you're all well. Not here for long. Really tired. No worries, Mark. You rest well because you need it. You take care of yourself. Hi, Craig. Hope you're all well. Thank you. Upgraded my membership to engineer, says New Durham Junction. Thank you very much, New Durham Junction. Yes, Tim Wells of Tim's Trains, Modelling and Adventures. Good evening. How are we all? We are very good. Carl Braun of Bangor U Junction. Hi to all in chat and myself. I am very well. Thank you very much for joining us. So if you want to become a member, links are in the descriptions below. It's totally voluntary. You don't have to, but if you want to, and you get a lot of behind the scenes stuff that you don't get to see prior to any live streams or any layout updates or such, they get them all earlier, in excess of 2 to 3 weeks earlier than general public. So yeah, I am about 5 weeks in front of where I need to be to show you guys. So what you're seeing now, you're only seeing bits of it, although I'm trying to show you as much as I possibly can. If you want to see the full outline and how I've done things, you need to check out layout updates. And if you want access to them earlier than public viewing, then you can do by becoming a channel member of a level 3 and above. Right. And also there's all loads of other different perks. So you get access to members only live streams, which are in prep. Going to be getting them up and running as soon as possible, and members only competitions. Talking of competitions, there will be one coming soon on this channel before the end of this series, and it won't be long until we do that. So make sure you're here each week, because the competition will be live during the show. I will give you some briefness of when that's coming, but I can tell you now, it's not going to be long. I'm just waiting for some bits and bobs to be finalized before I can launch it. Who else we got in? Everyone's saying hello to one another. Thank you very much all for joining. Everyone's saying hi, Brian. Girls did a great job, but you know that's a Flymo to Mark. Excellent stuff, everybody. Right. Right. First of all, then, the most essential thing to start the show off is big thank you to all those that are channel members. And you become a channel member, you get your name on this list, and also your channel will be featured in every video of these YouTube Tuesdays in the links of the description below. So thank you to the Train Freak, Owens Model Railways, Leicester Station and TMD, Building the ELR Step by Step, Simon Trains Model Railway Showcase, Flint Hills Model Railway Jeff Hammond, Crossways Point Junction, Eagle Creek Yard, Darren Faulkner, Sparky 107, Donegal, Dad Mike Pringle, Dave Smith, Paul Sinek, Container Man 68, Hollybrook Junction, The Growler, Blackwood Engage, Chris of Hernborough, New Durham Junction, Steve Lockhart of Route 7, Valley Brook, Charlie McGowan, John A. Dawson, Effingham, and Micro Scenics. All of those are fantastic. Thank you very much for being channel supporters. Please do go check out their channels. Their links for all their channels are in the description of these live streams below. Please take a moment to go and check them out. If you like what you see, do subscribe and also click the bell and select for all notifications. Make sure you do interact with any channel that you are subscribed, otherwise you'll get booted off after so many weeks. Right. Did I just see Ollie finally made it to a stream? Hope everyone's well. Good evening, Ollie. Thanks for joining us. Flint Hills, Jeff is in. Evening all. Have I missed anything? No, just all you've missed is there is a competition coming soon, really, and a lot of hellos from each and every one of you. Right, got a new vid uploaded tonight. Colas rail buses. Yes, New Durham Junction's done a video on how he's been painting up his rail buses. So I think I've seen some sneaky behind scenes pictures there, and they look good. So there you go, Craig. Go check it out at some point. So I say Craig is a channel supporter, and his link is in the description. Go check out his channel. Right, so let's get on and let's choose our first shout out for this evening. And I'm going to choose. Who shall we choose? Who shall we choose? La 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 la. I'm trying to find somebody we've not chosen before or not been chosen for a long, long time. I think we should. I don't know, for some reason my thing's frozen on my phone. Let's refresh. In fact, let me have a look over here. So let's have a look. Now, there is a channel. Tim says, I've lost my modeling mojo. I'm still looking for it. But if you know me, I will get there soon. I think I've got it, Tim, because I can't stop modeling scenics at the moment. So when I'm finished, I'll post it back to you. Right. I'm going to set a test. I'm going to set you all a test because there is a channel that I want people to go and look at. And it's, I know I always say they're in the chat, but they're not in the chat because I've been meaning to do a shout out for this channel for a while. Now I need to get the link for it. So bear with me. It is a channel I've been subscribed to for some time. Now, the reason why I want to give that a shout out, and it's not basically from somebody that's in the chat right now. Let me see if I can find it. What was the channel called? Yes, I remember now. Begins with R. Where are you? I was watching your video yesterday. I can't remember the name. I know what I'll do. I'll just go look at my history. That's the easiest way to find it. Right, look at my history. Voila, there he is. Told you, find him straight away. Let me just pause that. Right, let me get a link to his channel. Right, and then back to the live stream. Right, so this channel, if you are into Hornby DCC products, now this is definitely one to look for. Now, reason being is it involves Railmaster. Now, I'm going to post the link to the channel. Let me just give it a title. There we go. So I'm posting the link for getting ready to post it. So yes, it is indeed. And the channel I've chosen to give a shout out to is the one I've just posted in the chat. So the channel is called Brian Hughes. Now, reason why I wanted to give him a shout out, because he's a great guy that's been doing his channel for 11 years. And he has actually been I wouldn't say endorsed, but he has had the praise of Hornby's DCC departments, where he has actually helped them with some of their stuff. Now, he features a lot with Railmaster, which is obviously Hornby's full control system for your accessories, your points, your lights, your everything, your trains. It's a computer operated one, a bit like what you would with I've forgotten the system's name, JMRI, I think it's called. And this guy, his knowledge on Railmaster is phenomenal. I really do think you need to go and check this guy out. If you want to know anything about Railmaster, he is the guy to get that information. He's also obviously assists with other Hornby digital products, and he's got a layout himself, so he does layout updates as well. So I do recommend you check out Brian Hughes, his channel, if you do have any involvement with Railmaster. Now, Railmaster does have a little bit of a crossover between other products as well. So what happens in that does happen with other DCC digital systems as well. So it is a good channel to check out. And when you do check it out, remember you do subscribe, click the bell for all notifications, and interact with that channel to maintain your subscription. Now, what I would recommend you do is go on, get your first interaction done. Go and make a comment on his latest video and say you've heard about him as a shout out on this YouTube Tuesday show here with Barnabas Junction. Let him know. that we've given him a shout out, and it's a well-deserved one. So please give him a round of applause, and please go check him out. It's Brian Hughes, and I have posted the link. Feel free, Flymo, to repost that link again if you so wish. Brian Hughes, the Rail Master at his best. Right, that's with the first shout out over and done with for today. We will get on with number 2 very shortly. So I suppose you're all you're dying to see what I've been doing. So I'm going to change the camera. Now, hopefully I've got the cameras in the right order. Is that hello? That's this one. We'll come back to that one in a moment. So I'm going to give you the distance camera to start with. And you'll see, obviously, this is the scene, the village scene we're working on. We did the fence. We showed the fencing last week. I showed about the panelled fencing, which is going to have some work on it, which is that free kit from Wordsworth Model Railways. And we've obviously discussed the pub, the walling around the pub, and what's going to go in there and what's going to be here. And we'll come to a closer look on here in a moment. But what you might see, I don't know if you can work it out, we now have a church scene. If you remember last week, we finished it with just the gravel path in place. So let me take you in for a closer look of what has been done since last week. So that's the camera I'm going to switch to, so you get a closer look now. Let's switch you over so you can see what I've been up to. I'll just move that out of the way so I can see my screen. There we go. So you've got the rear of the church in front of you. And yeah, have I been busy? You can see there we've got the church is obviously in place. We've got the trees at the back along the railway line. The path is done. The grass and all's done. I've done ivy and stuff. You can't necessarily see that, but I'll move the camera in a moment. We've got the walling. We've got the frontage in. We've got... I can also say we've also got the church lit up. Not right now, but I'll show that in a moment. So let me just move that. So give you a better view. Let's give you a very close front view. In fact, what I'm going to do is give you that view. I think that view is really come on really, really well. Looks cracking. Looks pretty good. People are saying. Kevin Swift said, Brian Hughes is an amazing guy. When I had Railmaster, he helped me out a few times with my E-Link. I now have the Batman Dynamis because my E-Link gave up the ghost. This guy is awesome. Absolutely. I'm in the process of a how-to vid for the lamp huts using tinfoil corrugated manufacturer sheets. Very messy with crazy glue, says Charlie Gowan. Anthony Gilbin, good evening to you. Thanks for popping in. What's everyone else? Martin Bertalan, good evening to you. Thanks for joining us. Looks cracking, says CSX. Do you go to it, Jason? Clive, it's looking great. Looks good, says Jeff. Ready for socially distanced wedding, says Ward. Oh, guys. Northern 44. Main train looking outstanding. Evening Flymo looking good. Charlie, the entrance looks large, or is it forced perspective? It's not large. That's not the entrance. That's the gateway, and then you go. In fact, let me give you the overview. So there you go. So that gives you a good view of what's been done so far. Still not finished. Still got plenty to be done on it. One thing I've got to do is where the glue, you can see the whiteness at the bottom, where the glue, I used super glue gel, where that to hold the trees in place, where that's dried off, it's gone white. So I'm going to cover that over with some foliage. We've got the ivy up the trees, up the church front, sorry. The pathway it's come out absolutely brilliantly. We've got the bushes around the church. We've got the pathway carries on around. I'll take you for a rear view. I think that's a lovely view, that is. So you've got the trees along the rail line, bushes. I'm going to be adding quite a bit of colour to this yet. It's going to be a lot of obviously grave flowers, stuff like that be going in. Benches are yet to go in, and obviously the gravestones as well, which we're going to come on to a lot. Put a little bit of greenery on the roof. I've done the ivy up there. Now, I've done that mainly to cover over the old glue marks from when I built it, as well as the frontage. I think that being a prominent feature on the corner has really, really come out good. And if we go round to the rear, round the back, got the path that sweeps round in a curve. I think I've really excelled myself. And if you look, whoops, if I just get the camera, if you look, where the door used to be before I moved it, I've covered it over in ivy. So you can't see where I kind of did the damage to the brickwork when I took it off. And I think that's come out quite effective. And again, you can go around to the very back and get a view down the back. So I am super impressed with the outcome of that. It's come out a lot better than I anticipated. The brickwork at the front, brilliant. Also found out this stuff is really easy to trim down. Obviously, though, as you see, that is flat instead of the stepped bit. I trimmed the edge off to do it flush up against there, and they're really, really easy. And I will be showing you that when we come to do the pub scene over on the opposite side. So that will be the next step to do. And obviously I made mention we're going to be doing this as a gravelled area with a monument in the middle. I'm still toying on whether to do the gravel on here, what I've used for that, or use an earth, a different colour for the road gravel around it. But I can't do that until I've got a monument in the middle. As I don't want to be doing the job twice. But again, I can carry on and get the pub scene done next. But I did just say we have got some gravestones to go in here. And I did say last week we've got gravestones. Excuse me. So I've been preparing some gravestones. These are the Jumble Lane printing gravestones. I've done a few of them in black, and if you look closely, they have got wording on them. Those have been done. Some of them still playing around with them, and I'm going to show you how I made them go from that to that. Really easy, no mess, and took literally just a few seconds from the 3D printed grey to the black. Now I want to get some gold as well. At the moment I've only got the silver, so I've done just a little bit in silver. Well, what I want is some gold, as you would have the gold leaf lettering quite prominent on these gravestones. So what we're going to be doing here now, excuse me, is I'm going to be placing these on that grassland, and we're going to have a look about where they go and hopefully get some fixed in place. But before I even do that, I want to just take us over now to the pub area, as I want to start working on that side also. So let me flip you over. So I've got a dry throat, so it's time for a drink. You get a view of the lovely scenic section there. Right. Let me bring the camera back round. Whoops, sorry. Pulled it over with the cable. Right. Oh. Let's tilt that down. Excuse me. Now, I had quite a few... Oh, let's have a look at the chat. Let's see what everyone's saying in the chat. I was... Oh, right. Love the IV. Yeah. Let me go back to where I was up to. Yeah, there we go. Now it looks nice. Evening fly mode. Martin saying evening to Flymer, looking good. The entrance looks large, or is that forced perspective? It was just a bit of forced perspective. Looks great. I've been trying not to let on Jason the views and the timescale. Oh, fantastic there. Thank you very much. Yes, Flymo did get a little bit of a sneaky peek, and he couldn't believe it. And also, I think, who was it now? Chris Jubb of Hernborough. He had a sneaky peek as well. And he just watched last week's quick video And then I showed him what I'd done, and he went, "Oh my God, how have you done that so quick?" And he was like, "Stunning." And yes, he is here, Chris. That's just talking about it, the guy. I was thinking about the east-west grave setting, and I remember a local old church had unmarked graves were east to west, but the fancy crypts were north to south. Yes, Flymo did mention that in a comment to me about there'd been a bit of a conversation on some other channels about which way gravestones should face in a graveyard around a church. Now, the myth is they should all face east. That is not correct. They'll face wherever the church decide to do the layout of the graveyard. Now, certain religions do require that their graves face a certain direction, and it is feet east. That's the way to feet east. So some do, some don't. But if you go to any graveyard, you'll find out the gravestones will face in all directions. So there is no enforceable real set direction for them to be facing. That's good. No, now they easily worked means less force. Cutting. Alan in the loft is apparently touring Scotland and finding bridges, stations, and taking short journeys. Check out his videos. Hello, Flymo, says St. Mary's. Good evening, St. Mary's. Hope you are well. That's Andy. Crafty acetone. Why don't you tarmac in front of the church? Make sure you put the gravestones in facing the right way. CSX, I just mentioned that. Having a great tour video as well, worth watching. Good evening, and all streamers, says Alan Reynolds. Good evening, Alan. Northern Rails tarmac, yes, with some old cobbles showing through it. Interesting. That's an interesting idea. He is coming to my house, hopefully on his way back. Charlie, main train. Yes, I was watching them. Very interesting what's going on. Yep, it did look amazing. I've been trying to catch up over the weekend. Didn't get far, but we'll be catching up with Alan's videos, says to Mark. They're fantastic. Flymo, well worth a watch from your new bed. Flymo says, I saw the timescale of the pitch. Just stunning, Jason. Simon, hope you are staying safe and well, guys. That's from Simon. Chris Job, evening, Flymo. Saw his vids, really entertaining. Hollybrook, hi, Flymo. Alan Reynolds, Alan is in Jason's house. St. Mary's at Model Railway, hello, Alan Reynolds. Your trip looked brilliant. Main train's also saying hi to Alan. And Flymo, good evening, Alan. Right. So I'm just going to briefly show you about the gravestones, and I'm just going to grab a really easy one. Now, I know this might not necessarily be the thing to use this for, but I've just used this purely for the crocodile clip on the end of it. So I could literally hold this without having to just tilt the camera up so you can see. So literally just using, let me move the pub out of the way. Okay, it's just using the crocodile clip, literally just to hold on to this. And any ideas what I used to colour these in? So there's one done. Better if I actually put it in camera view. So there's one done. It does give the shine as well. Just trying to get it in a position. So you get the shine from off the gravestone, which you would in a normal black marble, which is what I like about this method. And it is really easy. Justin, I've done a video on my channel doing the cobbles. Oh, right. Have you? Right. I'll definitely have a look at that, Craig. Good evening, Jeff. Jumble Lane Printing, just in time. These are your gravestones. So what I'll do is actually just bring over. So these are the ones. These are the Mark version ones of the Jumble Lane Printing gravestones. He has got a he has redeveloped them, and he has got a new version out now, which are even better than these. They are really, really cheap products as well. Highly recommend them because they are so easy to work with. Now, I'm not sure whether you can see. Oh, yes, you can actually see them very well on that camera. So And I'll put the grey ones here. Now, I don't want to do all of them. I'm thinking of leaving some of these grey anyway. Or I might colour them into maybe a creamy colour. If I'm right, is it creamy colour? Or a more of a silvery colour. So that's how they start off. That's how you get them. And that's with what I've done. That is how you make them look black, marbly black. So using the crocodile clip, or a third hands, whatever you want to call it. And simply, would you Adam and Eve, the simplest way, has anybody guessed actually what I used? I know Jeff, who obviously produced these, he does know. Look, good quality as well. Yeah, indeed they are really good quality, especially the ones that have got obviously the writing on them. I think that's absolutely stunning. You can't really see them on there, can you? So yeah, focusing on my finger. So yes, they do have writing on them as well, which I think is a good little novelty added touch. A lot have that green on gravestones, yes. So leave room for the new one, says Jeff. Don't worry, there's plenty of room. There's going to be plenty of room in here. All of these have been in placement on this already, and there's still loads of room for more. So don't worry, I will leave room for more. So any guesses on what I used to make these turn black? New set includes angels, hearts, and books. Indeed, they do. And yeah, fantastic they are. So no guesses as of yet. So let me let you know. While you're all guessing, I'm going to have a look on who's going to be shout out number 2 for today. Okay. Okay, so shout out number 2 is going to go right. I've chosen. I think I've ever chosen. Is that? Yeah, I think it is. And just double check. Let's have a look. I think. Yes, I think we will. Could you do one for Paul Zoman, please? I'm doing okay, thanks, mate. Just not had a good couple of weeks. No, mate, I've been stacked at work. There's no let up at the moment. Let's have a look. Chris, looks like a Sharpie pen to make them black. Well, you're quite right. Sharpie permanent marker, not a Sharpie pen. A Sharpie permanent marker, because if you use a Sharpie pen, it will wipe off like a whiteboard. But if you use a Sharpie permanent marker, they turn into marble effect gravestones. So I'm going to do this one to show you how simple it is. So there's the lid. This is all you do. Nice big nib on that. We literally just wipe on with the pen. Now these do give off a lovely coating. So we go all the way around. Do across the top. And we just look for any across the top that's been missed. Give it a blow on it, and it'll dry instantly. So now we'll just turn it round and do the bottom. Cheap, easy way to make them go black, like marble gravestones. Now, just so you know, there's no these have been supplied, not for this purpose. They have been supplied for me for my modelling, and That's it. That's how you make them turn black. And if you look, I don't know if you can work it out, you do get a bit of ribbing on them. So it looks like you get lines on them, which you would necessarily, you could put the gold, any gold lettering. If you've got a very, very non-shaky hand, you could get a very, very thin gold marker, very thin tipped gold marker, and you could really put some text on there. But for these ones, for the silver on these, as you can see, I've done silver on some of these, the ends on there. That was done using one of these Posca pens, liquid paint pens. Now, this is a silver one, and it's got a 0.7mm nib on the end of it. And what I'll do now, if I drop that one on there, we'll get another one. In fact, yeah, we'll go get that one. So all it's doing for that, on there again, and with a better eye, I just basically just rub these ink pen over the ends. It's not a race. Just do what you can see, and you don't need to have not a non-shaky hand for this, because what I did find, if you make a mistake, it literally, with the black marker, my hands are shaking, with the black marker, permanent marker, you can just literally go back over it, and it will cover over any mistakes that you may have made, and start again. It's as simple as that. Almost done. Just final bits. Just colour in. And this dries really quick as well. There we go. And that's the silver tips on that done. So let me put the lid back on that. Lid back on that. They don't dry out. So you can just see there silver bubbles on there. So what we're going to do is we're going to place these onto the grass. We're not going to stick them down, as we're going to be looking at ideas of where they go. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move that to here and tilt the camera down. Now, because the grass is sticking up, that's got to yet, when it's glued down, those will be sunken down into the grass and earth put inside them, or a bit of gravel inside them. And also there will be dead, like earthy weeds growing around them as well. So I've been looking at graveyard photographs of graveyards, of where you'll generally find certain types of graves, and it's pretty higgledy-piggledy really. There's no real set order as such, and obviously I'm not going to be able to stand them up properly, but I'll just place them, put some in place, and then you can have a rough idea of how things will look. Let's move that one from there. We'll put that one in front of that tree there. Let's put that one, that grey one, in there. So yeah, none of this is going to be in any particular order, and I'm obviously not going to be able to stand them up, the ones that are loose, so I'll do my best and then I'll give you an idea. No, no chance of getting these to stand up without gluing them in place. So I'm just going to place them down so we can get an idea of where they'll be. And if I can get some to stand up, that would be a bonus. Oh, there's one. Got one. It will be a bonus. No, that wasn't going to stand up. So if I can put them up against there. And we'll put some crosses in front of the church itself. Well, that one stood up. Now, obviously, you'll also get these stones won't necessarily be straight either. So you will get somewhere. There'll be some will be stood up, some won't be. Some will be leaning over, others won't be. Oh, stood up. So, oh, got that one to stand up as well. On that one. So it gives you an idea. I'll just pan you around to this side. Obviously, some are stood, some are not. So it gives you an idea of how it'll look. And I'll before they get stuck down properly, I will really think about where they're going to go. And plenty of weeding to go around some of them. Make some of the grass look well walked on. And obviously flowers on the graves as well. So there we go. Have a look at who's in the chat then. Going back. Just seen something mentioned about Hooch. Look, quite hope you have a great time. Yep. Just catching up now on the chat. Sharpie pen. Yes, so Chris got the Sharpie pen. That's solid enough. Well done, Chris. Cheers, Jeff. Jeffins getting high on fumes whilst on the Hooch. Yeah, I am enjoying nice can. Pink Hooch. Keeping me cool because it's been chilled before I started the show. Sparky, good evening. Good afternoon, actually, for you. Sparky 107, 107. Everyone's saying good evening, afternoon, Sparky. Doing well. Can someone remind me of the channel that just does model train vids with no speaking, just music? Oh, there's quite a lot like that. How would you do the modern concrete gravel effect that a lot have? Unsure, really. Unsure. Many years ago at school, my art teacher said I was crap at painting. She was right, and you can see for yourself if you come to the MRYCG meet at the Worley Club where I have a diorama for products. Yes, I've seen he's built a diorama to showcase the products that he's produced. No, and I believe you've done a really good job of that, Jeff, so don't knock yourself. And yeah, I've also got figures to go into this church scene as well. I've got, where have I put them? Hang on. I've only got these, which is obviously a wedding scene. What I want is a funeral scene, because it's been mentioned to me, how about I do a funeral scene on the churchyard, which would involve somehow recreating an open grave that's just been dug out. How I'm going to do that, I'm unsure, but I am looking into it. Ewan's in. Good evening, Ewan. That's the growler. Yes, it's on my own solvent. I've seen that the Marty's Matchbox makeovers using the metallic pens quite widely. You need to fly over it for it, Sparky. Won't be this year, sadly, says Sparky. Mouldy Raspberry. Is it that one? The Growler says. I'm no good at drawing, which is why I purchased a camera, says Dinmore Junction. Everyone's saying good evening to each other to Dinmore. Most of the upper crusts were usually as close to the altar. Our family pew was quite near the front. Blackwood Engage layout, that's the one. Just found it in my history. Thank you very much. Right, so it was Mouldy Raspberry. Family line isn't in such good shape. Different generations though. Go on, hit that like. Thank you very much, Flymo. Yes, tickle that like button if you're enjoying this series, and do obviously tickle them all on each one you do watch. So yeah, it gives you an idea. That's how it's developing. Catching up on the chat. Quick tip: use a sewing needle to temporarily support the gravestone and remove when dry. Interesting. Thank you very much. Tip of the day. Susanna, good evening. Thank you for joining us. Hope you are well. Susanna Joaquin. St. Mary's, hello, saying hello to Susanna. Everyone's jumping, saying that. Every time someone comes in, all I get is a flood of everyone saying hello to each other. So it's great stuff. Good to have you all here. Smaller graded ballast, says to Ollie. That was from Flymo. A wedding in front of an open grave is more suiting. No, I don't think so, Sparky. Third in looks like Batman. Batman, does it? No, it doesn't. Batman. Looking into a grave. Okay, you have a hole and you are looking into it. I would urge you all to watch the Whitworth's latest video about the old railway bridges. Yes, I've seen that, Dinmore, and I have signed the petition. It's criminal what they're planning to do. Main train, I've seen a Dracula climbing out of a grave figure. That would be a good scene, a little cheesy though. I just watched that, Dinmore. If you're concerned about looking out and how ways everyone's are doing, well worth the watch. Yes, it is. Everyone's still saying hello to one another. I've seen an open grave diorama on a layout before it looked great. Go for it, Jay, says Dinmore. I think I'm going to have to. I'm going to have to attempt it. What I'm going to do is I'll probably have a go at something not on the layout, because if I mess the layout up, this scene up, then I won't forgive myself. So what I might do is have a little bit of a tester on another piece of board, just to play around, see how it comes out. And then if it works, then I'll transfer it onto this church scene. Right, let me just close that. So let's get rid of that. Right, so while we're here, it's time for the next shout out for this evening, should I say, not afternoon. Well, it's afternoon for Sparky. How much humor would one add to a layout without it looking over the top? Yeah, indeed. It's Batman in drag. Give the kids a laugh too. Who's Dracula? Who's Dracula? No, okay. Right. Let me get rid of that off the screen. Right. So next shout out then for tonight. Shout out number 2 is going to Dinmore Junction. Dinmore Junction, you are shout out number 2 for today. So what? Congratulations. As always, please check out the channel. Flymo would like to do the honors and get the link posted into the chat for everyone. Go check it out. Please go check out Dinmore Junction. If you like what you see, if you're encouraged by the content that has been supplied by Dinmore Junction, then please do give him a subscription. And if you do subscribe, remember to click the bell and select all notifications to ensure you don't miss out on any updates or live streams published by any channel that you do subscribe to. And most of all, make sure you interact with that channel, because if you don't interact, YouTube after so long will remove your subscription to that channel. Right, let's get on with the next bit of this. So I'm going to switch to the big cam. Let's switch camera. So let's get the overview cam, and I'll move this one out of the way. Move them gravestones. Remove that. So you get it. So here's the back of my head. So we're now going to start working on the pub area of the layout, and we did look at on about that strip that was to be used in this area. Still going to go ahead with that, but I'm going to make some slight adjustments to this area from my initial design that I was going to give. So I'm just going to put these into place roughly where we are going to have them. Wrong way around. So that was the initial design. So I'm going to bring the other camera back on in a moment. I'm going to move it actually. I'm going to place it in the churchyard actually. See if I can get it in that churchyard. Yes. So we'll get that camera on the front. So I'll switch to that camera in a minute so we can get the frontage. Okay. So we've got the 6-foot fencing that's going on the front here. And what we're going to do, I need to, before this is fixed in, it will receive some form of weathering. And what I am also going to do is I'm going to cut it in half. Well, I'm going to cut a section out, as initially I said about putting the gate at the end there. Well, what I'm deciding, the gate's going to go in the middle, and I'm going to create a gate out of one of these pieces. So this section, was thinking about bringing it all the way to the edge of the pub just here, but I decided I'm going to stop it just so it fits in. Now, if I bend that, so it basically will run up to the end of the pub as such. Best might help if I move my hand. So it'll run up to just the end of the pub. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to be bringing this a little bit further this way, because if I can just get that, what I want is a gap behind here, behind the back, because I want access to go around the back, because around here will be the bins, that's where deliveries and that such and such will be done. So this pathway does not need to be super wide in front of here, it just needs to be wide enough for basically people to walk down. So that'll get trimmed down. That'll then give me 3 spare sections, and what I'll do is I'm going to, when I cut this open, I want to create one of those into a gate to then, you know what I mean, to create an opening between the panels, and that will then give me that desired effect that was initially after. So it's not going to sit up. So let's switch to the front camera. Right, so that's the front of the pub. So with bringing the pub this way a bit, so we've got the access round the back, what I also want to do is bring it forward slightly. Which is roughly there. So that would mean this area does get a bit smaller, which I'm not too fussed over. That's a bit too far, actually. Just take it back a bit, actually. So it's only coming forward about another centimetre, if that. Out there. So bringing that forward, so what I originally marked out is out of line. So it doesn't matter, because I'm going to show you about these. these stone walls, which are fantastic. And let me just take that off the screen so I can see what I'm doing. Right. Now, these stone walls, I did post the links to the products as promised last week. People are asking about the link for Wordsworth Model Railways. They were asked about the link of these stone walls, which when I got them in a pack of 50. It was for $8.99, but you can't get them in them packs. But there's a pack of 72 now. I think the $12.99. So they've gone up, but you get more for your money. Right. So the stone walling, I mentioned about the bits that stick out at the end, and let's do this in true Blue Peter style. Here's one I did earlier. I've got a few in here actually that I've trimmed off during testing purposes. I was quite surprised actually how easy this was to do. I thought I was going to completely damage these by trimming them off flat as they are there, as you can see. But, excuse me, that was a fly. I just swallowed a fly. Oh dear, let me wash that down. Bit of protein, won't go out. There's a little gnat. So, you can see they break off. Yes, it leaves them white, but with a bit of simple weathering, which I'll just show you in a minute, makes that whiteness go away really quickly. So let me just find what I use because I've gone and moved it. Just bear with me. There it is. Right. So, and I need that as well. So I'm going to show you that. So they are precast stone walling. They are absolutely fantastic. And this is all you have to do. In fact, there's another one I've trimmed off. That one didn't quite trim off properly. But what I'm going to show you is how many have we got trimmed there. So I've only got 2. So I've got to do 2 more. And what I want is the quite high ones. Some of those there are quite low. So I want some high ones. There's a high one. There's another high one, and there's another high one. Helps if I don't drop them on the floor. Okay. So I'll keep that one. Get rid of that one, and that one. They're too low. So first of all, with these stone walls, what you need to ensure is when you lock them together on any of the joints, you get a nice good flush lock. That's a good one actually, between the two. Now you don't need to be fantastic. You don't need to worry about covering it over or anything because you can just put some bushes and stuff up against there. But what you got to ensure is you've got that top there flush between the two, and that is absolutely spot on. So we're going to go with those two. Now what I want to do is that's going to be there. So we've got the bit that goes up to the pub, and I want to get rid of that. Really, really easy. If I can remember where I put them now, I'll just put them down. So using just a pair of snips like so, you literally, all you do is just grab it and snip it. That is it. If you get any rough edges, you just get a file and just file it. Ooh, squeaky ears. File it flush. Yeah. And then this is how simple the weathering is. Get a pencil and just colour it in with a pencil. So it doesn't need to be spectacular because you can cover it over, but you just want to try. Get a dark pencil would be the best. So I'm pressing quite hard on this. That is it. Just basically just scrub a pencil over them just to get rid of the whiteness. But depending on if that's in the open, then you'd need to do it, but this is all right. We don't need to worry too much because this is going flush up against the pub wall. Okay, right, so that one's going to link onto there. So what I want to do is this needs to be flush as well in front of the pub. So we need to trim that one off as well. So just get that. Now this is the top one. Try and get this as flush as possible. Done. And I'll sand that one down as well. I'll just do it down here. That's it. There we go. Done. Now this is more open. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to trial something actually. You could just generally put a wash over it, a bit of a black wash. I'm just seeing what I've got. Just bear with me. What I'm going to try and do, I don't want just doing a test and see what happens. Just off camera before I show you if this works. There's my cloth. There it is. And then wipe it. Well, that works. That's not too bad actually. That's more effective. So I've just done the permanent marker on the end. I know it's got right. Grey it down. So I did that and then scrubbed it on a cloth. That's fine by me. So that gives us the flat edge there. So we now need to look at the opposite end. Now I'm going to see what I've got, the ones I've already done. That's a bit low, I think that one is. Yeah, that's a bit low. In fact, they're both a bit low. Let's use these taller ones. Wrong way round. That's about right. So we'll trim off that and trim off that. Right. I keep putting stuff down. That's that one. I'm just going to darken that off. So that one's going to go there. And now we need, check I've got the right edge. Yep. That's it. I'm just going to sand that for a little bit. That'll do. And I could just do that, couldn't I? Actually, that's quite good. Where's my pencil gone? There it is. And I'm just going to colour that in now. So I've just come up with a slightly different effect. Not as dark as the opposite side. So that's there. What I did is I just got the file and just went over the darkness. Just gently. Just to break it up. And then coloured in with the pencil. Stop it looking so black. Yeah, I'll do. Not as dark now. So that gives us the front of the pub. Get them walls lined up. That's about right. So there we go. Let's get rid of that. There we go. So that's the frontage of the pub already. Could even just bend those in a little bit. There we go. Excellent. And that again gives us the space to put some beer tables, pub tables in the front, put some plants in. Obviously, I'm going to try and rescue some of the plants that plants that were made on the original board. So let's have a look at the chat. Everyone's chatting. There's an open grave scene kit on the cards. Thanks to the suggestion by Dinmore. How much humour would you want to add to the layout without it looking OTT? Oh, Northern, you have an open grave on yours. Oh, I'll have a look at that. Dinmore's links. Thank you very much. My garden, it's up and the roof is on. Just waiting for the doors. I can install the log wrap. Okay. Body saying sleep tight. Great stream. Sorry, can't keep eye. No worries, Mark. You take care. Sleep well. Take care of yourself. Sparky's trying to beat Flymo. Oh, you could really have to get your work cut out to beat Flymo. He's always on the ball. Oh, wrong button. Much appreciate, Jane, but I haven't got round to adding content. But you will do, and we will be ready. Jason, I have to go now. I am going to work on the Helgen Class 86 electric locomotives tomorrow, putting on jump leads so they can work in pairs on my Freightliner trains. Goodbye for now. Clive from Northern Ireland. Thank you, Clive. Good night to you. How many are planning on attending the Worley meet? Quite a lot, from what I've heard. We could be talking up to at least three-figure attendance. Simo D saying, I'm listening while doing the dishes. I had some of them, but they came with ends with like a fence post. Flymo's put in at the MRYCG Facebook group. Thank you very much. I tell you, it's been the hottest day of the year so far around here. 27 degrees in the shade at 7 p.m. It's about 22 here. B-grade pencil for the deeper colouring. Thank you, Flymo. Wax crayons would work well. Yes, indeed. Middle of Scotland, says Flymo. That's why. Yeah, I know Scotland's been a lot warmer than the UK today. Been overcast most of the day here in Nottingham. Decent pub. Might have a stonework painted if you want. I'm surrounded by hedges and fences where so any sun that makes the place a sun trap. I heard it wasn't as warm elsewhere. No, it wasn't. I'm not a fan of the heat, so it's been quite nice. Jason, the pub needs a big screen on the outside for the match on Saturday. Yes, it does. You're quite right. Good luck. Just talking to that, I wonder how the other match is getting on. Always a pleasure having Sparky in. And are you on tomorrow night? Sparky was on last Wednesday, so I don't think he'll be on this week. Fortunately, I wasn't aware he was going to be on and missed the show. So, Sparky, if you're still listening, can you do your pre-show alerts? Because I didn't even know you were going to be live last week, and I missed you. Right, so the next, what's this? That 1-1 currently on the other match. Thank you very much, Chris. Obviously, whoever wins that match is plays England. Right, where's my lid for that? Oh dear, I've lost my lid. Need my lid for that, otherwise it's going to dry out. Where's my lid? It's gone missing. Oh, there it is. Right, don't forget we've got Modeller's Moment coming up very shortly. But what we will do is let's see who's going to be shout out number 3. Yes, I know shout out number 3 is going to be today. Shout out number 3. Just checking that. Just watching stream. Leave room. Just responding to that message have been sent. I will do, and yes, I am sure which monument I want to. So I'll be in touch. Right. So shout out number 3. I visited Gloucester Warwick Steam Railway this afternoon and enjoy the sights and sounds of a railway. Oh, you know, I wish I could get out to one. But definitely looking forward to the MRYCG meet Actually, talking of the meet, if you are traveling to the MRYCG Worley members meet on the 31st of July and you are traveling there by train, please check your travel, because there is engineering work on the railway line between Crewe and Manchester on that weekend. Now, especially if anybody that is staying over, you need to double, triple, quadruple check your train times. At this moment in time, there are no train times for Avanti services if you are staying over the Saturday night down at the club and travelling back northbound from the Worley station, Sandwell and Dudley. There will be at some point, but they haven't. But if you're travelling by northwestern services, their times are now on. Their times have now appeared. It's because they've closed the line between Crewe and Manchester for major engineering works, and all trains going to Manchester are being diverted via Stoke-on-Trent and Macclesfield, all that way, and there'll be replacement bus services on. So if anyone is staying over, I don't think the engineering work is taking place on the Saturday the 31st. Most of the engineering work starts on the Sunday the 1st of August. So it might not affect, it probably won't affect anybody, but please do double check for those that are traveling by train. Unfortunately, I'm going by car, so it doesn't affect me, although it does mean there might be a few extra cars on the road. Right. So are we ready for the next one, the next shout out? So, shout out number 3 for tonight is Northern Rail 44. It's Craig of Northern Rail 44. You are tonight's third and final shout out, amongst others that we do as well, just randomly during the show. So, Northern Rail 44, Craig, big congratulations to yourself being selected as tonight's third and final shout out. Please do, when you do check out the stream. If you like what you see, which I'm sure you will, because I certainly have. I've been catching up on a lot of his previous videos and going forward up to present day. Do check him out. When you do, please, if you like what you see, do subscribe and click the bell to select all, so you don't miss out on any future notifications of videos, uploads, etc., etc. You know the score by now. And obviously, interact with a channel if you are subscribed to it, as YouTube will think about removing your subscription. So yes, Northern Rail 44. Craig, congratulations. You are the third shout out for tonight. Right, so we have just got Modeller's Moment left to show you, and I've got a bit of an interesting one for you tonight. And I'm going to give you a little bit of a story on it when we do it. Chris. I was offering your layout as the next one to subscribe to. Says Dinmore. Oh, right. Thank you very much. Right. Dinmore wanted. Well, Chris, you are a channel member, so your link is in the description below. So all channel members, please do go check them out for all their kind thanks to being a channel member, helping to support the channel in what it does and to bring you these each week. Bearing in mind, I have already mentioned, for those that came in a bit later on, there is a competition coming soon to this series to bring and it will be bringing the series to an end. But it won't be. It will be coming soon, and it won't be a while away. It will be coming very soon. So keep a lookout each week over the next couple of weeks, because I will be announcing when that competition will be getting launched and how you can enter, and obviously the prizes that will be up for grabs. Now, there will be prizes for all gauges or slash gauge scales. So make sure you are tuned in each week to ensure you don't miss out on the possibility of entering a competition. Right, so let's get on with Modeler's Moment. So this week's Modeler's Moment is a bit of a trivia for you. Some of you might already know the answer to this. So if I'm not going to say don't put in the answers, and what I'm saying is going to say is we'll wait and see. I'll wait and see who does. Right. So today's Modeler's Moment goes to Blairgowrie Forest Railway. Now, Blairgowrie, he sent quite lots of photographs of the trains. It is a garden railway. As you can see, the trains are operating through the shrubbery of the garden. He's got some fabulous old steam locomotives, a lot of the famous locomotives also. And I've looked at some of this, and it's using quite some old rolling stock as well. It is double O gauge and does feature, obviously, some of the Thomas the Tank engine. There's Annie Clarabelle in the background also. And he's taken a lot of time and effort into presenting this. He's also got a couple of helping friends with him on his layout, so that you'll see them in a moment. So, yeah, even these black and white photographs, they look fantastic. That's quite a realistic one there. And you see he's taken a lot of time and effort into building this model railway. Now, Blairgowrie Forest Railway, can anyone tell me where it is, please? Does anyone actually idea where this layout is based? Some seagulls just gone past, shouting at me. Any ideas on where this model railway is based? Please comment in the chat. I would like to know if you actually do know. So, yeah, great layout, absolutely stunning, and set in that lovely sunshine. It does really show off the layout spectacularly. And a lot of weathering there, some great weathering he's been doing on some of his rolling stock also. So, it does feature some non-UK locomotives, as you can see. That might be a hint on telling you where this layout is based, but not necessarily based. Chris Jubb says Wales, given the name. And there's one of the helping hands on the layout. That's the cat and also the dog. And he has also supplied a few videos of trains running on that garden railway. And here they come. Now, the question I asked, where did you think it was based? Yes, it is in the garden, but where in the world is this located? That is my question to you. Now, I was quite stunned when I heard they sent me this information. If you're ever wondering why it's called Blairgowrie Forest Railway, it's because it's located in a suburb. Now, Blairgowrie is the east of Perth and north of Dundee in Scotland here. But that's possibly not where it's based. Indeed, it isn't. Because, yes, Blairgowrie is named, incidentally, after a town in Scotland. But that's not actually what it's named after. It's just a coincidence that the same name. Blairgowrie Forest Railway is actually located in a suburb of Johannesburg, South Africa. And Blairgowrie is a town in a suburb of Johannesburg. So, as well as being Scotland, it's Johannesburg in South Africa. It became a bit of a practical joke, making people think that the railway was actually located in Scotland initially. But no, the joke has been revealed. It's actually in Johannesburg in South Africa. So as you saw, lots of brilliant sunshine there from the lovely weather received down there in Johannesburg. So huge thank you to Andrew Johnson of Blairgowrie Forest Railway for sending in the videos and the photographs to show on Modeller's Moment. So Chris put in too sunny to be Australia. Barnabas Junction, good evening to you. Thanks for joining us. Flymo guest South America. Only a few miles out, he reckoned. Yeah, a few hundred miles out. I say God help them with costs if they have to send anything back to Hornby or anywhere else that they happen to have stuff from. Yes, I'll give them that. Yeah, it's going to be postage and returns will be quite... yeah, quite shocking, to say the least. Well, yeah, that's this week's Modeller's Moment. If you would like to feature in Modeller's Moment and you want to send over some photographs and short video clips to feature on that part of this show each week, then please do so. Send me some photographs and short video clips to my email address of barnabasjunction@gmail.com. And we'll have a conversation and sort out. Please, what I would like is around minimum, I'd say a minimum of 8 photographs, and you can any number between 1 and 5 little short video clips, depending on how long they are. And I'll paste them together and put them into a video showcase to be showed each week on this YouTube Tuesday. So that is Modeller's Moment. That's how you can be involved in Modeller's Moments. I do still have a couple already lined up for future episodes, but please, I am looking for more, obviously, for when we follow on with future episodes in the future. Right, so that is, I know we've not really done much modelling at all this week, but yes, next steps is to get this in. So I've got an idea of this path. Get this pathway completed down the side and connected up. I've got to put the stile in at the on the far end over here to go onto the crossing. I've got to just build the land up a little bit, and then once that is in, then I can do the trimming of this to create a gate in it. And once I've done that, I can then mark out where the grassland for the pub is going to go. Now, I'm not sure whether to just grass this whole area and plonk the pub on top of it, or to grass around the pub. I'm unsure as of yet, but I need to put in, this is going to be all like a gravelled area at the front. Don't think there'll be any grass at the front. Again, this will probably be, I think we'll do the same gravel as what we did in the churchyard. And again, this will be different again, colour-wise. What I want to do is get hold of some pub benches to go in here, a couple with umbrellas in them to go in the front. And I need a few also for around the back area. And also, what I want to try and get is a kiddie's play swing and maybe a kiddie's slide to feature in the little play area for the kids to enjoy while mummy and daddy, our parents, are having a drink or two after maybe a Sunday roast, after watching the match or something like that. So that is something I'm going to be looking at. Also, we need to look at, I need to carry on with the trees, which are along there. You can actually see that whiteness. So that I'll be carrying on with the line of trees. There won't be there will only be a couple on here, and there'll be quite a few trees along here, and then thinning out the trees again behind the pub behind here. Just tell opposite. So there'll be not as many trees around here. This area will be a bit thicker. Minimal trees here, thicker trees here, and then minimal trees, maybe just more of a bushes along that, so people can enjoy seeing the trains go by. So yeah, all in big development. And one thing I will mention is the name of the pub is going to be required very soon. So stay posted. I will be asking you for the final choices of names. Don't ask for them now, but I will be asking for people to send at some point put their names for the pub ready for when it gets named, because that is coming off. It's not staying there. Sonic Arms for the pub. Yeah, that's not a bad one. Pub name. The Four Eagles. Yeah, actually. Yeah, because we've got the Four Eagles TMD. There is a Four Eagles pub near me. That's not a bad one. But no, keep your ideas. Keep look out, because I will be asking you to get your ideas of pub names over to me very soon. So if you've been listening carefully, you'll know why. Right, so that's about it for this week. I'm not going to do any more. Plus, I need the loo. It's getting rather hot up here. One final time then, I'll swing this round so you can have a look at the church. I'm going to get the gravestones sorted in this. Doesn't that look good? So I will get the gravestones, etc., finished for this, for the future episodes. Yep, let's tilt the camera up. There you go, you get a good view there. That's a good view, isn't it? If you actually notice, that's actually the view that the thumbnail was being used for. So that's it for tonight. Thank you very much, everybody. The Three Lions. Pubby McPubface. It's even better in place, Jason. So yeah, thank you very much. Keep your pub ideas, your thoughts on your pub names ready for when I ask for those to be revealed, to be put through. And yeah, I'll be choosing. One of you guys will be choosing the pub name. And probably the church as well. I think I might give the church a name as well, but we'll see. I don't know about PG, your channel is, but there used to be a pub in Anfield, Liverpool, called the Cockwell Inn. Yeah, yes, actually, you're right. I know that pub. I've been to it. So I used to do, just off topic, I used to do Anfield supporters buses, coaches, for the supporters when they went to matches, and I picked up at that pub. If I remember, it was in Anfield as well, not far. Yeah, I know. I do know that pub. I've picked up. So yes, thank you very much. If you enjoyed the show, please do like and subscribe. If you haven't done so, I've been monitoring the analytics of the show. 32% of people viewing these live streams are not subscribed, so please do subscribe. I do appreciate it. Your subscriptions, and it does help, obviously, me to bring further things towards future episodes. Also, a big thank you again to those that are channel members. If you want to become a channel member, there is a link in the description below, and you can become a channel member for as little as 99 pence a month, and you get a few little perks along the way to go with your channel membership. Obviously, the higher the membership, the more perks you get. So think carefully. You might find a particular perk you're really interested in. So that is about it for tonight. Thank you very much, everybody, for joining me. Thank you very much for the Modelers Moment, for the Blair Gallery sending in the videos and pictures. Thank you very much, obviously, for all those that have been shout-outs this week. And thank you very much for this. Obviously, I can't say it again. Thank you very much to all my moderators for doing an absolutely superb job. They're the ones in the blue with the spanners, the power. They have the power. And doing an absolutely splendid job. Superb stuff. Thanks, everybody. Take care of yourselves. I will see you again very soon. Same place, same time next week. Take care, stay safe, and remember, keep on modeling. Bye from me.